Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Chiquis, and you've reached the voicemail box for Dear Chiquis. I'm here to give you advice on anything and everything you need help with. Maybe you're going through a breakup. Maybe you're having issues with your family. Or maybe you need help figuring out how to balance your checkbook or how to start a business. Whatever the case is, I want to hear from you. Remember, these are my thoughts and opinions, and if you're suffering from an issue or hardship, you should seek help from a qualified professional. All right, now go ahead and leave your question at the sound of the beep.
Hi, Chiquis. I had a question of how to deal with toxic family. I recently found out of, I'm going to say, SA on 2 of my children from a family member, a brother to be exact. And we're going through the whole process of everything, but having to deal with the trauma that my daughter is grown now. She's an adult. She has her family, but having now to deal with her trauma and her healing and emotional breakdowns that she has and everything, because now it's real, having to go through the betrayal of family. How did you deal with that? How did you overcome that? That's something that's very hard for me, especially the betrayal of my own family, turning their backs on us and everything. So I just need some guidance.
Oh my goodness, Cynthia. First off, I'm very, very, very sorry for what you're going through. I feel your pain, literally. I know exactly what you're going through and what your daughter's going through. I am living proof that we can survive this and thrive from this pain. Just know that. It took me a long time to realize that God's plan is perfect, because you think, okay, well, if God's plan is perfect and he exists, then why did this happen to me? And that's very easy, and that's a normal question, and I get that. But just know that God gives the toughest battles to those that can overcome it. So I know that you guys will, and I'll be praying for you guys. The betrayal of a family member, in my case, it was my dad who sexually abused me. And I think the first thing is, babe, forgiving. And I know that that is hard right now, and this is a very fresh wound. But the fastest way to heal that wound is by forgiving. Even if that person never asked for forgiveness or admits to it, my dad has never done either. You and your daughter have to find it in your heart to just forgive and just say, look, I'm not excusing what he did, but I'm going to forgive that person and I'm going to stay away from that person. Now, in regards to your family, that happened as well to my mom and I, to all of us. His entire family called me a liar for years and didn't talk to me for years. And now some of my cousins are coming around and I'm open to speaking to them. We don't speak about the subject, but of course that's their uncle, that's their brother, so it was very hard and it did cause a lot of division. But those who are meant to stay in your life will be there. And I think you just need to know that. Like, God is shifting something in your life right now and he's healing a lot of things, and he's going to remove whoever's not meant to move on with you in the next stage of your life. And that's how you have to see it. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but another thing that has helped me since I was 12 years old was therapy. And I always say it, therapy, counseling, life coaching, all that is going to help you and your daughter. You guys should go individually and together as a family. And another thing, Cynthia, that may help both of you is reading both of my books. I have Forgiveness, which talks a lot about my experience, and then Unstoppable, I touch about it a little bit, because I really believe that forgiveness is so healing and gives you the wings to fly. And you have to start realizing that it's okay to live without some of these people, and it's going to be painful, but embrace that pain and grow from it and learn from it. And when you feel weak, just think of me. And I don't say that thinking I'm invincible, but I went through it and it was very hard, but it's okay. Like, when you get back up and you're up and going, con la frente en alto, with your head held high, you are going to become stronger and little by little invincible, for real, because this is going to only make you guys stronger and wiser. So I am praying for both of you, and leave your brother in God's hands, and everyone who doesn't want to be a part of your life because you are choosing to have your daughter's back, which you should. Allá ellos, leave them all in God's hands, and please do not hold any resentment in your heart, because that'll only affect you. So I hope that I was able to help you and give you some peace of mind and in your heart, and always hold on to God's hand and pray your way through this, okay? Sending you both a very, very big hug. Okay, so our next question comes from an anonymous listener. Let's see.
Hey, Chiquis. I just wanted to ask you, how do you deal with, or I guess dealt with, the pressure to keep it all together at all times? Just a little backstory. I am the youngest of four. My father passed away when I was 2. And now that I'm an adult and I busted my butt to get where I'm at, I now support my mother and brother financially, along with having my own kids and husband. We do help each other. My husband and I work, and my mother and brother help with the kids and keeping up with our house. There are times where things come up and I can't do certain things, like say car breaks down or, money's tight or whatever the situation is. And yet nobody seems to believe me. They just say, you make good money. You don't need help. But they're not all looking at the money that I have to put out every month. And at times it gets really frustrating that I'm busting my butt and I don't seem to get any credit for it. And above all, I have to keep it all together because I'm not a punk, you feel me? But there are just some days that I just need a day to breathe. And I just wanted to get some advice from you on how you dealt with having the big responsibility to be your mom's right-hand man, basically, because it comes with a lot of pressure.
Oh, babe. Well, you're definitely not a punk. I'll tell you that much because what you're doing, I commend you for it. I think it's a beautiful thing that you are helping your mother and your brother, but you have to be careful with not spreading yourself too thin because you're doing a great thing, absolutely, but that can turn into resentment fairly quickly. There's a very thin line there. So you have to give yourself time. And if it becomes too much, in reality, you're going to have to make a decision because yes, you make great money and that's amazing, but you should also be able to enjoy your life and not just have to take care of everyone else. What does that mean? Taking vacations or having some extra money, some extra cushion for a rainy day. I don't know. I mean, if you work your butt off as much as you do and as much as you're saying, you deserve to enjoy that as well. And I'm not saying to stop providing for your mom and for your brother. I don't know what the situation is exactly, so it's hard for me to say too much, but you do have to be able to express this to them, let them know how you're feeling. And if your brother can get a job, then that would be amazing. For a long time, it was tough. It was a lot that I just had so much responsibility at such a young age. And I'm grateful though. I wouldn't change anything because it's helped me become a very responsible woman. It's okay to say no sometimes. It's actually a good thing. There's a lot of power in saying, no, no, thank you. I don't feel comfortable. I'd rather not. You don't have to be mean about it, but you are going to have to for your sake, for your sanity, little by little, because you're going to really deplete yourself and bring yourself out. And then you're not going to be able to do anything. Imagine, you're going to fall into depression or you get sick or something. Like you need to find a you day. That's one thing. Find some balance in your life and say, okay, like I'm going to do this. This is what I can do. You guys are going to have to come in and do the rest. I'm going to put in 60%. Can you guys do the 40%? Something. You have to find a compromise because it doesn't sound fair. But again, I don't know the situation. So I don't know if your mom is sick. I hope she's not. But it's a lot, babe. It's a lot for you and your husband. And that can also cause issues between you guys as well. So find some type of compromise. I think it's important to discuss this like openly and say, this is how I'm feeling. Express it. Don't leave that inside. And next time, girl, leave your name. Okay. I want to know who I'm talking to. Thank you for your question. Alrighty, so third question comes from Jay.
Hey, Chiquis. My question to you is, what made you become a singer? A lot of people, like I said, they always say, oh, because of your mom. No, there's probably just a different story behind it. I read your book, so trust me, it motivates me every day, literally. I know the true story. A lot of people say about, what was going on in the past. They don't know your story, but like I said, my question to you is, what made you become a singer? Thank you.
Jay, I love your question. Thank you. And thank you for reading my books. Tell everyone to read my book, okay? So that they can get to know me better. Okay, so what made me want to become a singer? It's something that I always had curiosity about because I was born in a musical family. Since I was born, I was working at the swamp meet. I've been around music my entire life. Well, I even say this in my book that Chalino Sanchez was my Nino. I would call him Nino. So, I mean, I've been around artists my whole life. My grandpa started everything. So it's like a whole story, but it was always something that called my attention. And I think it was more fear in the beginning, especially like When I was younger, I got on stage for the first time at 10 years old and I really liked it. People clapping and cheering for you. It felt nice, and I remember that feeling, and little by little it would go away because then you go to school and people start saying things and fear starts coming into your mind and we get programmed with all this fear and insecurity and stuff. So I just stepped away from it for a little bit, and then I was focused more than anything with my mom and building her career. So I didn't really focus on myself and my dreams. And once I moved out and I was no longer working with my mom and taking care of the kids and stuff, then I said, okay, this is something I want to try. I don't want to live with the what if. So yes, I guess it has to do with my mom because that's my mom. And she was like my biggest inspiration, of course. Like, I'm like, wow, I looked up to her. But it was also something that I had deep down inside my heart. I mean, there were times when I was like 16 years old and I'd be driving and I would envision myself on stage or people yelling and screaming. And I wasn't sure if it was singing, but I knew it had something to do with being on stage. So I was like, I got to do it. So thank goodness I did. I took a leap of faith. So thank you for your question, Jay. I am sending you a big kiss. Look, here you go. That's for you, baby. Okay, so our last question comes from Gabby.
Hi, Chiquis. Before I even ask my question, I want to let you know that my mom and I, we love you. We love your family, your brothers, your sisters, your mom. We love all of you. And you're such an inspiration. And thank you for everything that you do for our community. My question is, I have rosacea and my face gets pink and I get, flush a lot. So my question is to you, how do you deal with that? I use a lot of sunscreen and I have my little creams, but it's not curable. It's just treatable. So how do you handle it?
Oh, Gabby, thank you for your beautiful words. I swear you guys always make me just feel so good. I could be having like a not so great day and you guys just make me smile. So thank you for reminding me that I'm doing the right thing here. And girl, I feel you on the rosacea. I'm actually dealing with it right now. I'm having a little bit of a breakout because it's getting hot and my skin is just so sensitive. So I feel you. I have my creams too. I mean, I'm sure you know the dermatologist and they have to prescribe you a certain cream, but also doing your best to stay as cool as possible, like spraying yourself throughout the day with something cooling like a cucumber or an aloe type of spray will help a lot, like throughout the day to just calm it down. Stay away from anything that's acidic. For me, it's very hard because I love chile, and chile is something that flares it up, spicy stuff. And I love, hello, I'm Mexican, everything has spices. Washing your face for sure twice a day, morning and night, especially before going to sleep, with cool water. If you're going to do warm, always follow it with cool water. And then there are now lasers for that, babe. Look into a laser. There's a laser that can help you with it to calm it down and to just help you between episodes because it comes and goes. So like you said, it's not curable. It's just treatable. So look into that laser. That also helped me a lot. Put ice on it too. Put ice on it. That helps. Just shrink it a little bit. It's just, we're hot. Girl, we're hot. That's why, Gabby. I hope it gets better and I hope I helped. A big thanks to everyone who contributed to today's episode. Un fuerte abrazo a todos. I really appreciate you guys coming to me for advice. I love hearing from you guys. I really do. Don't forget to leave me your questions at speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast. Hasta la próxima. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcasts and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, and check us out on YouTube.